gents, in the last 2 years I have bought nearly 50 made-to-measure shirts and suits on the internet from all these companies that are popping up, and I'm trying to pull those all together so I can recommend the companies I've had good experiences, bad experiences with. But in the meantime, I want to share 5 tips that I've learned after ordering all these shirts so that you can make the best purchase for yourself as you go online and purchase from one of these companies. As we jump in, make sure you subscribe so I can continue to make videos like this, and give a thumbs up for the choices that we as men have for all of these great clothing options on the internet. Number 1 is avoiding gimmicks. Avoid going with companies that price their stuff suspiciously or too low. Avoid the 3D body scans or the camera scanning things. From what I've learned over the past 2 years is that the 3D body scanners aren't nearly as good as just getting measured by a person. And if a made-to-measure suit is only $250, there's a reason that it's so cheap. And so if you're trying to get a nice piece of clothing and you're trying to invest in it, don't go bargain basement shopping, and don't try and use some sort of gimmick. Number 2 is try your best to measure with a partner, whether it's your mom or your roommate or somebody around that can help get some of the measurements, because you want to measure the outside of your arm, you want to measure the inseam of your pants, and also while you're doing it, try and measure in centimeters. So some of these companies will send you a measuring tape if you want it. You can go get one for a couple of bucks at any store, and if you can, measure in centimeters, because most of the world operates on the metric system, and a lot of the measurements that you send in inches will be converted to centimeters, but centimeters is a little bit more precise of a measurement, especially when you're dealing with inseams and some small things. And so if you can, measure with a person and also measure in centimeters, because most of these companies will take centimeters directly into their system. If they don't take inches, that's fine. Just do your best to be accurate. Don't do vanity sizing. Don't measure your bicep and say it's 12.5 inches when really it's only 10.5, because the companies do their sizing off of the variances of the measurements that you provide them. So if you give them a 10.5 and then they give you an extra inch of material, you're gonna get a really nice fit. But if you say that it's 12, it's gonna be too big, and then it's not gonna be great. And there are great guides out there for how shirts and suits should fit, the way that the shoulders should sit and the way that it should wear on your body. So I'd encourage you to check out some of those too. Number 3 is don't expect it to be perfect. So out of all of the companies and the suits and the shirts that I've ordered from, I have about a 50 to 60% hit rate on if I get a shirt, it's great the first time. So don't expect the shirt to be perfect. A lot of these companies have fit guarantees, and they're going to work with you to try and get a good fit because they want you to become a repeat customer. And then a lot of them will also offer an alterations credit so that you can get the suit, take it to a tailor, they'll fix it up. Not only will they reimburse you for the measurements, but they'll have a form where you fill out, and then, well, the tailor will fill it out, and then you send that to them so that they will update your measurements for future suits. And I found that to be a great process. It's, you know, it's a little bit time consuming, but it's also the same as if you were to go to a tailor, get measured, order the suit, go back once for measurements, and then go back one more time for alterations. And so ultimately you're saving a little bit of time by doing it at home. But as I've directly seen, once you nail the fit with a company and you order again, it's just amazing right out of the box. And so it's worth a little bit of the upfront work in order to make it very easy as you go forward. Number 4 is don't go crazy with customizations. It's really tempting on these companies because you can change so many parts about the suit, whether it's the inner lining or the stitching on the outside. You want a suit that's gonna look good in most scenarios. Now, if you're buying for a specific purpose, or you've already got those 3 staple suits and you just want something a little bit more out there, go for it. But I think it's really tempting to change the stitching colors all over the place and change your buttons to some like gold, and it's really tempting to do all that stuff, but just try and get a suit that is going to look good in most occasions. And number 5, if you're buying a custom suit, you don't want to do belt loops on the pants. You want to do either side tabs or no belt loops at all, and then also put in suspender buttons so that in the future you could wear a more formal suspender. Historically, men did not wear belts because they were all custom made pants and they didn't need them necessarily. And so if you do get custom pants and you don't wear them with a belt, and somebody says, hey, why aren't you wearing a belt? You can say, well, these pants are custom, I don't need a belt. And then, I don't know, it feels pretty good. But having those suspender buttons always allows you to But having those suspender buttons is like one future-proof way to always wear the suspenders. You don't always have to wear them, but you have the option to do so in the future. And a bonus tip for you related to those pants is most of these companies will offer to sell you an additional pair of pants for like $100 to $120 or something in that range. And I would say go for it for 2 reasons. The number 1 would be for the wear and tear. If you do wear a suit every day, you're gonna wear the pants out faster by sitting, you got stuff in your pockets moving around, and you want to have that like backup. But what I have done is, because you're getting this like perfect pair, perfect inseam, perfect waist, perfect pair of pants, I like to use those just as a daily wear. So I have my suit jacket and pants, which is, that's my suit over here, but then I have this additional pair of awesome wool trousers that I can just wear anytime, and I think it's some of the best pair of pants and most comfortable pair of pants that I have are these custom pair, but I don't want to wear them faster than the suit jacket, so having the second pair is not only a little bit of a backup so that if you wear out the one pair out, but you get an additional pair of perfect fitting pants that you can wear anytime. So there you have it, gents. Still working on my suit roundup. Some of you guys saw that pinstripe suit from Lanieri that's just like, oh, I don't want to take it off. I'm really excited to get into that one, so I'll have the unboxing up soon, and you guys have been recommending incredible companies, and it just takes some time. Actually, the one company that's held this up most has been SuitSupply so far. I'll cover that in my made-to-measure video, but looking forward to getting that done. It'll essentially be the made-to-measure 2018 roundup for shirts and then suits, and then I've got some other things that I'm working on. Really excited. I always have a link to my brand tracker in the description, which is a Google Doc where I'm trying to keep track of all the companies, the great companies I'd recommend, and that's where I'm pulling my future videos from. But I'm really looking right now for custom shoe companies. I have a couple in there that you guys have recommended, and I'm looking to order from those pretty soon. So go ahead and make sure I'm not missing anything over there. Let me know down in the comments if you have any tips for ordering suits online, and if what you found so far. These are only 5. There's plenty more out there. And if you want to see some behind the scenes stuff on my channel, @_Kavalier on Twitter and Instagram. Until next time, gents, this is the Kavalier. I was a rock. I was a rockin'.